Your landing page might look amazing, but if it's not converting, something is broken. In the last 2 years, I've studied over 100 client funnels, and in this video, I'm going to cover the 5 most common landing page mistakes that coaches, consultants, and agencies make that silently kill their conversions. Let's get into it. So the first mistake is a weak headline. As the advertising genius David Ogilvy once said, 5 times as many people read your headlines as they do body copy. And the number one thing that's going to kill conversions is not having a headline which resonates with the reader. So here's an example of a bad landing page for a made-up company called ZipConvert, which helps online coaches improve their conversion rates with landing page optimization. So you can see right here, this is a really weak headline. One, because it doesn't tell me anything about the value I'm going to get from being on this page. And 2, because it uses an acronym which I might not know about. So a great headline is going to promise the value for being here as the number one thing. So let me show you an example of a good landing page for the same company. And we'll just focus on the headline here. We help you get clients by optimizing your landing page. Why is this a much better headline? Because it tells me as the viewer of this page exactly what value I'm going to get for being here. Whereas in the other one, they're just talking about themselves. And that's going to bridge into the second point. And the second mistake is talking about yourself or leading by talking about yourself. You can see in the bad landing page, we have the logo already twice before we know anything about the company. The number one CRO agency, which is the headline, is just talking about ZipConvert, the company, not about the customer, not about the prospect who's reading this page. 50 plus entrepreneurs served. Again, they're talking about themselves. Now, something like this is great later on in the page when you want to build up credibility and trust. But when people first land, they're in it for themselves. They want to know, what am I going to get out of being here? And how is this worth my time to be on this page? So leading with too much about yourself first is not right. But instead, you just focus on the viewer. You focus on the prospect, on the customer. We help you get clients by optimizing your landing page. Attention online coaches, it's reaching out to the prospect, getting their attention and making it about them. Book a free 30-minute funnel review to unlock the secrets of what's holding back your coaching business. It's all the language is targeted towards the person reading the page. Whereas on the bad landing page, all the language is talking about me. Okay, the third most common mistake is an unclear call to action. So on the bad landing page here, we have sign up for our newsletter, book a call, get in touch, and then if I scroll down, that's it. So I don't really know what I'm supposed to do on this page. It's not super clear. They want me to sign up? Do they want me to get in touch, whatever that means? Do they want me to book a call? I've seen so many landing pages that are just like this. And even the submit button it feels really bland and dead to me. Whereas if we jump over to the good landing page, it's very clear that book a free 30-minute funnel review is this call to action. And as I scroll down, I can see book a call. The same call to action is repeated throughout the page. And this is really important because when people come to a landing page, they don't want to have to figure out what to do. And most of the time, people who get confused will just close out a landing page immediately. But by giving a very clear call to action, which gets repeated throughout the entire page, there's no confusion in the viewer's mind about what they're here to do. All right, the fourth most common mistake I see is a lack of social proof or trust signals. So over here, you can see there's nothing on the bad landing page which tells me about has it worked for other people? I guess I see 50 plus entrepreneurs served, but again, because we led with it, it doesn't really feel like social proof. It more feels like a brag that the agency is saying. But by framing it differently on the good landing page, here's what others have to say. 50 plus coaches served. This is later after we've promised the value, after we have a clear call to action. Now we're backing it up with social proof, right, to increase the credibility and reduce the uncertainty in the reader's mind. We give a clear, real testimonial from a past client, and this gives an actual sense that this is used by other people. Now, aside from social proof, we can also do this with guarantees. So I think I also included that here. No risk to you is kind of like a guarantee. Since this is just a call, we don't have to go over the top with guarantees, but we will say we'll audit your landing page, point out what's hurting conversions, and give you 3 clear fixes, no strings attached. So it's like you don't have to do any of the work. We'll take care of everything. And the whole point of this is to reduce the uncertainty in the reader's mind about what they might be getting when they sign up. All right, and the 5th and final most common mistake is messy or complicated design. Now, in both these pages, the design is pretty clean and streamlined, but what I see so many landing pages do is they put way too many elements on the page that distract from the main purpose of the page. Like even on this page, although it's not really a great example because it is pretty clean, we have the zip convert and get in touch, both of which, and even this logo here, all 3 of these elements are distracting me from the thing that I really want the viewer to do, which is to take an action on this page. And if you don't have a clear call to action, it doesn't really matter anyway. But let's look over at the good page. Here, there are no distracting elements taking away from what we want the viewer to pay attention to. So here we have a clear headline where we want to make sure they know what they're doing by being on this page. And as we scroll down, there's always only like 1 or 2 things that I can focus on at a time. So a clear headline, which leads me into the next page. I'll look at this, I'll look at this, I'll look at this, then I'll see that. Like I want to direct the flow of attention throughout the page for the reader. Very clean, 1 thing at a time, don't overcomplicate it. All right, and just as a bonus, I'll add that it's super important for landing pages to be mobile friendly because 62% of all website visitors are accessing it on their phone. So we have to make sure that when we scale the page down, it actually adapts to the smaller screen size. So in this case, you can see we have a responsive page, but there are many, and Ambit, the platform I'm using to create this, automatically handles that. But there are many landing page builders that don't have great responsive design. So just make sure that it can be read clearly on a mobile device. And in Ambit, the platform I'm using to build the page, there's a mobile button so you can preview exactly how it looks on mobile. So just like that, we can see what it looks like at any screen size we like. All right, and that's it. So just to recap, the 5 most common landing page mistakes that I've seen are 1, a weak headline, 2, talking about themselves instead of talking about the prospect, 3, an unclear call to action or having multiple competing call to actions on the same page, 4, no social proof or trust signals on the page, and finally 5, a messy or complicated design. So if you're interested in a clean, simple landing page builder that handles all the design work for you, Ambit is currently offering a 30-day free trial that gives you everything you need to turn clicks into clients. The link for that is in the description. Aside from that, thanks for watching, keep killing it, and have a wonderful day.